So we're going to be talking about how you can tailor your resume to make you stand out amongst other candidates when applying to a job. So the example we're going to be looking at today is a resume that comes from an accounting student. This is an example that we have on our website, so feel free to take a look at it at any time, but this example is not tailored to the positions we'll be looking at. And I'll be talking you through different areas of the resume that can be transitioned to suit the position well, to really show an employer the experiences that you have are going to be well suited for the jobs that you're applying to in the future. We are going to start by looking at this resume here. So this resume has an objective, and this objective is not for the position that we will be applying today. So one way that you can tailor your resume is to change your objective. And if you're going to have an objective on your resume, it is imperative that you change your objective to each job that you apply to. One thing that happens a lot is a person may forget to change the company in their objective or the position title, and that can show a lack of attention to detail and can be a little offensive to an employer that you're applying to. So if you have an objective, make sure that you change it to the jobs that you're applying. Other ways that we can switch up our resume to suit positions is changing the order of the information on the document. So maybe a job that you're applying to really requires that you have done a lot of leadership work or have a lot of leadership skills. Then maybe leadership and involvement is a section that moves closer to the top or closer and right below your education. You can move around sections to make things that are more relevant up at the top to the jobs that you're applying to. So let's look at a position description, see what they ask for, and some ways that we can change this document. I'm going to be looking at CareerLink today. CareerLink is a job board that is specific to NDSU students and alum, and you have credentials to log into CareerLink because you're an NDSU student or alum if you are. CareerLink is a great place to find positions, and today I have filtered it down in the OCI and job listings to look at internships for accounting students. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. It looks like there's quite a few in here. I'm going to look at this accountant position with Archway. And it looks like this position description has a good amount of information in it. So it gives a position summary, it gives some key responsibilities that you do day to day on the job. And then, this is one of the key parts that we're looking at, it gives a list of requirements and qualifications. So this long bulleted list here are the skills that the employer would like to see within your resume and your application materials to really show that you're going to be able to do this job. So your education looks like it's a part of this one. Having a certain amount of years of work experience is something that they're looking for. And that's why we put dates on our resume, because often an employer might have a requirement that you've had 6 months of work experience or a year of work experience. And if you don't put dates, they don't know how long you've spent doing that particular job. This one also includes Microsoft Excel and certain abilities that you'd have within that system. So having that technical skill is important. This one has a lot of transferable skills, so analytical and problem-solving skills, attention to detail. So these are all skills that we want to put within our bullet points. And that is really the place that you're going to include many of the transferable skills. If they ask for technical skills, they can be included in their own section. They could be in a bullet point, but their own section is okay too. And looks like this individual has been certified in Microsoft Excel and certified to the master level, which is wonderful for the position that they're applying to. So that could be something that doesn't change. But within these bullet points, there are already skills that are set up within each bullet. So if you have reviewed our How to Write a Bullet Point video, you know our action verb plus skill plus task equals result formula. And the reason we really recommend people use that formula is it does allow you to easily transition your resume to different jobs that you apply to, because you can just swap out even just one word to suit the position description that you're applying. So customer service skills was a skill that employer wanted to see. But this next bullet point here, create new systems for organizing data, you can look back on the position description and see if organizational skills was a skill that they were asking for. And if it's not, is there something else that could be included instead? Depending on the company you're applying to, it's not always a person who reviews your resume first. Sometimes it's software and computers in general that are looking through your documents, and they're picking out keywords based on the software that they are and based on the position description. And if you don't have some of those keywords, you might end up in the no pile before a person ever actually looks at your resume. Do yourself a favor and make sure you're taking these technical, transferable, all of these skills and including them in some way. If the position description is not as well developed as this one, that happens a lot, one thing you can do is to just generally look up skills that you need to have in your industry. So if you are an accounting student, you can just look up accounting skills on Google and you can see a list of skills that are going to be important. And these could be skills that you then include on your resume within the bullet point. Be sure to look at the position description, look it up on Google, even look up the company about. That would be a helpful section. Seeing what they are about could help me to tailor this document further. So what do they do? What are their values? What do they care about? Leading by example. Maybe leadership is something that you want to include in your resume then. So there are different ways that you can tailor this document, but the more that you tailor it, the more you are going to stand out to the position. Because if you don't change your resume to an employer, it shows that you don't care as much about the position as they may like you to. And caring about the position and the company shows the employer that you could stay there for a while, because the hiring process is expensive for them and they want to make sure they're hiring a candidate that is well suited for the role and would like to be in the role. So make sure you tailor this document, make sure you are switching around your resume, changing your objective, moving sections around, updating your bullet points to be well suited for the job that you're applying to. For more information about how to develop a resume further or how to develop bullet points, feel free to check out our other videos. But for today, this is all that we have. Thanks for watching.